Hello and welcome to the Dockerty Cup Round 6 draw here today. Nick Dabano hosting today's draw alongside two very special guests from Suited Booted TV, Rashid, Mahazi and Jerome, Khalef. Guys, we're getting towards the end of the tournament. Some really exciting results, particularly last night. Some big upsets. How are we feeling heading into today's draw?
Excited to find out what we have on our hands, but as we said, Jerome,
it's the magic of the cup.
It's the magic of the cup, so we'll see what happens.
I just want to see how far the State League team makes it. Yep. Clifton Hill. Shout out Clifton Hill. There's some big dogs left though. Avondale, Dandy Thunder, Heidelberg. But again, I know it's cliche, but I like saying it. It's the magic of the cup. So you never know what's going to happen.
Will Clifton Hill charge at the door though if they're hosting a big final or something?
You know what? I'll let them. I'll let them. Just for the cup though.
And of course, a big thank you as well to Adriatic Furniture who provide us with these brilliant couches that we're sitting on today here for this cup draw. Of course, just a reminder of some of last night's big results. We saw a huge upset, Whittlesea United beating Preston at BT Connor Reserve. We saw Pascoe Vale go real toe-to-toe with Balmoral from State League 4. Paco getting through on penalties down there at Hoskin Reserve as well. You mentioned Clifton Hill last week beating Lang Warren, getting themselves through to the next round. So plenty of upsets and plenty of big teams, as you mentioned, still remaining. And of course, two more games next week as well to determine who'll be in that final 16 between Green Gully and Dandy Thunder and the Oakley Cannons and FC Bulleen Lions. We have Frank alongside with us today to draw the balls. Just a reminder that the first team that's drawn will host this clash, and then the second team as well will be the away side. So without further ado, we'll throw over to Frank and get started with the draw.
Number 15.
South Melbourne FC. So they'll be hosting this fixture.
Number 14.
They'll be taking on Pascoe Vale from VPL 2. So Paco making the trip to Lakeside. These two sides familiar a few years back when Paco were back in the top tier of NPL Victoria, but they've slid down now to VPL 2. They just survived a tough scrap against Balmoral and they're bottom at the moment of VPL 2, so a big task for them.
Yeah, a lot of turbulence at Pascoe Vale the last few years. When I was playing, they were a decent side, but Shane Rexepi, the head coach now, so...
Well, just parted ways now.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he resigned last week.
Oh, sorry, Shane, I was about to say shout out. But yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting fixture. South Melbourne's struggling.
South.
NPL, but
I don't know what's going on with South. I'm sure they'll find a way to stay up, but I think they're third last maybe in the NPL now. So, look, the gaffer's gone. Interim, you were saying before. You never know. There's always just a new feeling around when a coach departs. So, and I feel like because I don't think they're going to make finals in the NPL, this might be a really good chance for them to end the season on a high note, grab some silverware, and maybe take that momentum into next season when I'm sure they're going to start their rebuilding process.
sort of like Tottenham.
Nope, we're not speaking about them. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, of course, South Melbourne booking themselves into the next round in extra time yesterday against the Bentley Greens under new caretaker boss Sinisa Kohadzic. So now we'll take on Pascoe Vale in the next round. Frank, fixture number 2.
Number 11.
Number 11, North Sunshine Eagles.
Number 13.
And they'll be hosting Nunawading City. So North Sunshine Eagles hosting Nunawading City, VPL 1 v VPL 2. Jerome, your first thoughts with this one?
My first thoughts are for Fahid Ben Khalfala. They're my first thoughts. Every time I hear Nunawading, I think of him. I get scared. I didn't even play there, but I had people calling me saying, "Oh, you had Fahid on the podcast, man. He used to scare the hell out of me." So shout out to Fahid. But Nunna in general, I don't think they're doing too well in the league. I believe they're second last. So it's not looking too good for them. But they had an emphatic win last night. I think it was 7-2. So if you can get that many goals in a game, it does boost your confidence. It's still gonna be a tough game for North Sunshine. But if I had to pick a winner, I think North Sunshine are running out winners there.
And shout out to North Sunshine. Thank you for sending through the photo of when I did a promo there with Besart Barisha about 10 years ago. So I've got an affinity towards this club for that reason and that reason only. So they're going to win.
Okay, well, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, easy done.
Beautiful.
We'll go back to Frank for the next fixture.
Number 12.
Number 12, Northcote City FC.
Number 10.
Number 10, they take on Melbourne Knights.
Ooh, that's a
So,
good game.
Yeah. VPL
down
1
that
Northcote, who are in the mix for promotion against Melbourne Knights, who are struggling this year. They recently parted ways with their head coach, Ivan Franjic, who resigned earlier this week. Northcote, I mean, we know it's going to be a good fixture out there. We know it's always pumping down there at John Cain. Great food, great vibes. How are we feeling about this one?
Let me add on to that. They have the coolest stand in Victoria, and I'll stand on that. It's amazing. It's old school. It's a proper ground. Great food. Shout out Cotsy. They also have one of the best social media.
Yeah, he's got the best social media in football.
He's got the best
Victoria.
social media in football. It's even better than ours.
Yeah.
So shout out Cotsy.
We
They're
did a whole
flying.
interview with him that we lost.
We did a whole interview down at
Sorry,
Northcote that we
Cotsy.
lost. They got a great setup down there, and they're flying. So a bit of turmoil at nights. You know what? Northcote's going to win.
I think, look, I'm going to go with Northcote. I think Northcote will win, but from my experience, playing at Melbourne Knights, it's always a very difficult place to play. Always. Regardless of how they're doing, it's always it's a challenging place to go to play. They're always a rough team, so it's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to go with Northcote, I think. Shout out Cotsy again.
Yeah, sorry, Rash. The game is actually at Northcote instead of Melbourne Knights.
No, I mean just to
just
play
in general?
against them.
Yeah,
Just to play
All
against
good.
them. It's
No
never
worries.
easy.
Yeah.
It's a never easy game, so.
All
yeah,
good.
yeah.
All good.
Beautiful.
All right, we'll move on to the next fixture.
Number 5.
Number 5, Dandenong City.
Number 4.
Number 4, Brunswick City. So Dandy City hosting Brunswick City. So team in Dandy City in the mix for finals in NPL Victoria. Brunswick City in the mix for promotion. Big game here between these two sides.
Massive game.
Jerome's local.
Massive game. My local. Where else can you get a Chavapi in the middle of a national park? The answer is nowhere except Dandy City. So that's really the main reason I'm going down there. But jokes aside, I think Dandy City may have the edge in this one. They're not doing the greatest, but mid-table, still racking up some points. King Kenny, man, I think Dandy City take this one out. But Brunswick flying high, man.
And again, shout out to Luban. I mentioned on our pod, but it seems like they're running a really good show down there at Dandy City. The word on the street amongst all the kids is that it's the best program in Melbourne. So obviously that helps your senior team as well at the same time. So Dandy City are doing well, but I've got an interesting call that I'm going to make to a player.
Yeah, go
Special
for it,
guest.
yeah.
Special guest.
See who he does want to play and who he doesn't want to play. We won't tell him. Jesse Macarunas from Brunswick City.
Lord Mahazi.
Oh, Jesse, thank God you picked up. I thought you weren't going to answer then.
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I've got you on live TV here, Jesse.
Oh, no, bro. We're live.
Football Victoria, we're doing the Dockerty Cup draw, and I want to get from you, before we do your draw for Brunswick City, who do you want to play?
That's a good question. I don't know. Someone that we're going to beat, I guess.
And what about this even better question? Honestly, who would you not want to draw? Who's the last team that you would want to draw?
Going off the table, Heidelberg's doing well, aren't they?
Yep.
You better tell me more about that, Rash. So maybe not Heidelberg then.
Okay. And Avondale?
Avondale's okay, you know. got a few friends that live around there, so I can go and visit some of them after.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, man. By the way, I just remembered when I was at Moreland Zebras playing you in these state league NPL games. Difficult player to play against even at this level. So.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard when someone cheats all the time. But,
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jesse. We'll do the draw now, and then we'll let you know later tonight.
All right, sounds good.
See you, mate. Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
He's just worried about seeing his mates.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy, but a very difficult player to play against. I marked him in our game, and like he said, he cheats a lot, but he shoots from distance and he creates everything. So, very good player.
One to watch for that clash with Brunswick. Well, Dandy City taking on Brunswick City. We'll go back to Frank for the next game.
Number 7.
Number 7, Heidelberg United.
Number 6.
They'll be taking on the remaining State League club, the only remaining State League club, FC Clifton Hill. So, no home game for Clifton Hill, but it is such a tough fixture for them, taking on arguably one of, if not the form team in Victoria right now, Heidelberg. Johnny A's team absolutely flying.
This has to be the one that we use the line. This has to be the one, bro.
You know what? What can I do if they do it? If they do it, I should do
Shave
something.
your head.
No, because I'm already going turkey, but I need to do something. Listen, I'm a State League connoisseur. They call me the State League Baron, the State League Bandit. If Clifton Hill somehow do something, call up Ali from Copa 90, make a doco about it, because it'll be absolutely historical. But it won't happen, because Heidelberg are just too strong. Besides Avondale, they're the big dogs in the NPL at the moment. But then again, you never know, man. They might think State League team, let's play our 23s. Use the line, bro. Magic of the Cup. Sorry, man. But yeah, I don't see how. That's probably, out of all the teams left for Clifton Hill, that's probably the second hardest team they could have drawn. So, tough luck, but that's the cup.
It's going to be hard for Clifton. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but again, yeah, you never know. So, Heidelberg obviously doing really, really well. But, I mean, State League team, it's always those ones, man. It's always these types of games where Heidelberg might take the foot off the pedal a little bit, think it's going to be easy. Clifton Hill are really up for it. They go cause an upset. It's possible. I'm going to go with Heidelberg, though.
Yeah. So we've given them basically zero chance.
Yeah.
0% chance. Maybe we'll give them
1%.
We'll give them a chance.
So you're
give them a
saying
chance.
there's
You
a
never know.
We'll give them a chance because you've said this before. When you play against teams in lower divisions, they play different and you're not used to it and you get a little bit confused.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's such
Well,
a
they've got
thing.
nothing to lose,
They've got
right?
nothing to
Such a
lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, losing
That's it.
1-0 or 5-0 doesn't really make much of a difference. It's cup football, you never know. So all eyes on that one as well. We'll move on to the next fixture, Frank.
Number 1.
Number 1, the winner of Green Gully or Dandy Thunder. They'll be hosting in the next round.
Number 16.
Number 16, they'll be taking on Whittlesea United, who beat Preston away yesterday. Now, they're going to have to go on the road again, playing another NPL Victoria side. Dandy Thunder are flying at the moment. Green Gully is still in the mix for finals as well. But Whittlesea, incredible. In extra time as well against Preston last night. One of the toughest places to go, and they went and got the job done.
Yeah, the Preston fans aren't happy. But look, it's an incredible achievement. Whether Preston played a weekend squad or whatever, I wasn't there, I don't know, but still, to do that, obviously my money is going to be on Gully or Thunder. If it's Thunder as well, I mean, to go to George Andrews and it's tough. It's tough. They're flying. They have, in my opinion, the best player to watch in the NPL at the moment, Tice, the centre-back. I've never seen a player so calm on the ball. It's absolutely incredible. Their whole team is
You
great.
know, Tice was playing Metros last year.
I know, for Swinburne.
Yeah, for Swinburne FC.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
How did that
Yeah.
happen?
See,
Wow.
don't disrespect Metros, I
Yeah.
told you.
And you now reckon he's better than John Stones?
Yeah. He's way better than John Stones. But also Jamie Young in goals as well. Like, their team is stacked. So if Whittlesea do get Thunder, it's going to be tough. Gully, it'll be tough as well. But if I'm Whittlesea, I want Gully. But you never know. A win against Preston, with everything that's going on at the moment with Preston, all the hype around them, could give them a momentum to keep the magic going.
And momentum is a big thing, man. If you're Whittlesea coming out of that game from Preston, you're full of confidence. So I reckon it's going to be hard for Gully or Thunder, regardless who it is. It's going to be difficult for them.
That game, of course, being played next week between Gully and Thunder. So we'll see. We'll have to wait another week to find out exactly who they will be playing. Frank?
Number 3.
Number 3, Avondale FC.
Number 9.
They'll be taking on Manningham United. So these two teams met last year. Manningham recently relegated, but they beat Avondale at Petty's Reserve last year. Of course, Avondale hosting this fixture this time around. They're flying at the moment, Avondale, top of the league. But Manningham, you never know. They play a very exciting brand. They score a lot of goals. They make things interesting. And they scored a lot last night against Chisholm as well.
What was the score in that one last
I
night?
believe the final score in that was 6-4.
What the hell? Where are the defenders at? Look, Manningham had a mate that played there last year. It was unfortunate for them. But I was at that game against Avondale. And like you said, you never know. But I think outside the A-League, Avondale play the best football in the country.
Yeah, and very different. You said they beat them at Manningham's home
Yeah, on a
last
synthetic turf as well, of course, remember, yeah.
Very different, yeah. So, Avondale, I feel like if Avondale drew anyone, we were going to probably go with Avondale.
Oh, it's the toughest. I said
Yeah.
Heidelberg was the second. Avondale is by far the toughest. I know, again, you can start playing 23s players and bench players or whatever you want, but I think Avondale are too stacked and they're so good to watch. Like, I think that I think they're going to win the league. I think they'll run away with it, to be honest. But you don't know. I think Manningham is sitting. Is it mid-table?
Yeah, mid-table-ish, yeah.
So, but then again, a 6-4 win, a thriller like that, the momentum. Again, Avondale, they're a league below, might take the foot off the gas. But I think they're too smart to do that. I think they'll be well prepared and they'll move past Manningham.
Well-oiled machine,
Yes.
Avondale at this point, I think.
Yes.
Well, if there's one thing we know, there'll probably be plenty of goals because Manningham, they don't park the bus. They're a team that will take it right to
Good.
Avondale. So should be a fun fixture, at least for the neutrals. Move on to the final round 6 fixture.
Number 8.
Number 8, Hume City FC.
Number 2.
The winner of the Oakley Cannons and FC Bulleen Lions next week. So Hume City hosting out in Broadmeadows. Hume at the moment is 6th, mid-table in NPL Victoria, but of course in the finals positions as of now. And they'll get a chance to take on either the Oakley Cannons, the reigning NPL Victoria champions, or FC Bulleen Lions are in the mix for promotion in VPL 1.
I'll touch on Hume first. I haven't watched too much of them this year, but I did watch one game against Thunder, and Lloyd Isgrove was one of the sharpest players I've ever seen kick a ball in the NPL. Like, I couldn't believe the quality he had. So, and he's not the only player there that's got quality. In terms of the other two teams, let me just say, Bulleen does the best steak sandwich in Victorian football. I'll stand on that. Except for ours. It's not better than ours, obviously. Oakley, I don't know if they do the best of Lucky.
Oh,
But it is
that's rude, man,
I
to
don't know.
Aki. Sorry, Aki.
I love Arky, but I don't know if it's the best. Okay. I don't know if it's the best. So it's a battle of the souvlaki versus steak sandwiches. In that one, Oakley will win. So, in my brain, it's going to be Oakley-Hume, which is a cracking fixture because they're quite close on the table. I don't think when you come up against someone so close to you in level, you don't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Especially this late in the competition. So I think either way you get a good fixture out of this. Even if Bulleen do, they'll still do a decent job. I think it's hard to say, but if I had to put money on it, it's going to end up Oakley and Hume. That's where I'm going with it.
And Hume City, my mind goes straight to the infamous run of Hume City in the Australia Cup. Man, if you've got experience in cups, you can maybe take that into these certain situations where, maybe they play Oakley Cannons, someone that's a very strong team or has a lot of history. They can maybe upset them there as well.
Yeah, well, Hume last year, I think, made it to the quarters of the national stages as well. Like, they had a really good run, and they've got a really stacked team, as you mentioned. Lloyd Isgrove is a player with enormous calibre. But that Oakley-Bulleen game, of course, is next Wednesday. And Bulleen are a massive club. That's one thing we can't forget, of course. They're down a tier at the moment, but big club. I mean, speaking as someone who's ventures out to the Venator Club every Monday.
You go to the dinner dancers, huh?
No, unfortunately not. No, not the dinner dancers. I'll be staying away from those. But what I will be saying is, like, usually if they can get a game at the Ven, if they can progress and potentially host a fixture, as we saw round of 32, I think a few years ago they played Brunswick Juventus and it went to penalties. That place is rocking. So something certainly to keep an eye on going forward. But that's it for our round 6 draw, guys. We'll be back in a few moments to draw round 7. And of course, will be the quarterfinals of the Dockerty Cup. We'll be back soon. Welcome back for the round 7 Dockerty Cup draw. We just completed the round 6 draw, but now we're going to start looking ahead to some prospective matchups with this part of the draw. Nick Dabano here to take you through it alongside Rashid, Mahazi and Jerome, Khalef from Suited and Booted TV. Guys, this is a really important part of the draw. Not only are we going to have the semi-finalists of the Dockerty Cup, but we'll also find out who goes through to the national stages of the Australia Cup. Rashid, you've got experience playing at this part of the tournament. It's exciting for some of these NPL players, or potentially in the case if Clifton Hill get this far, some players in the state leagues to go head-to-head with some A-League opposition. I mean, take us through your memories of this part of the competition.
Yeah, to get on the national stage, it provides players, coaches, whatever, the chance to be seen by more eyes. Like you said, Jai got signed off that run. So it's really important for especially the teams that make it this far in the competition, if they can get into the Australia Cup. Like I said, the national broadcasting and the eyes on that tournament is really important for some of those players, and I guarantee you some of those players will get moves, if not some interest from being in that tournament and that far on.
Plug one. Who do you think is going to get an opportunity maybe in the A-League from this kind of competition?
Man, I tell you what, I said it before. He's my favourite player to watch, Tyson Tandy Thunder, man. When I saw him, I said, okay, tall, lanky guy, like, all right. I've watched one game, I was sold. And that's a centre-back. I'm not a centre-back dude. I don't really, whatever.
What a story. Metros in 2024.
Yeah.
NPL Victoria 2025.
Yep.
A-League by the end of this
Come
year.
on, sign him up. Let's go.
Remains,
hope.
remains to be seen how that all plays out. But of course, very similar to the last part of the draw as well. First team drawn. Well, in this will be matchups. First matchup drawn will host the round 7 fixture. And before we get to Frank, we must thank again Adriatic Furniture for the fantastic couches that we have got for today's draw here at FV HQ. We'll throw over to you now, Frank, to get the round 7 draw underway.
Number 7.
Number 7. So the winner of Avondale or Manningham will host this fixture.
Number 6.
They will take on one of 3 teams, Green Gully or Dandy Thunder, or Whittlesea United in the next round. So, interesting one. I mean, Whittlesea will really have to run the gauntlet then potentially if they are to get past another NPL Victoria side in the next round, and then potentially have to play Avondale should they get past Manningham. They will certainly earn their place in the national stages if they can get there.
Yeah, not an easy run for Whittlesea, but I'm hoping, honestly, for a Dandy Thunder Avondale. That's what I'm hoping
I
for.
think that's what we all
That'd be
want.
awesome.
I think it's first in the NPL versus third, I believe Thunder are now.
You'd pay entry for that, bro.
I'd absolutely pay entry for that. Matter of fact, you know what? I will. I'll pay entry for that. If any of the clubs are listening, don't stress it. I don't want to be put on any lists. I'll pay. But seriously though, I might have to make the drive out to Avengers Park if that's the fixture. But then again, I do want to see Whittlesea just cause an upset. They could get past Manningham, is it?
They've got, so they would have to play Manningham if they win that game against Gully Thunder, and then if Manningham obviously beat Avondale.
Yes. Oh, okay then. Yeah, but I think Whittlesea, to see them go that far, would be, again, magic of the cup. Yeah, the magic of the cup. But, yeah, if I've got to be realistic about it, my money's on Thunder and Avondale. And it'd be a good promotion as well for the Dockerty Cup to have 2 of the high-flying teams battle it out in that round. So that's my choice there. But we love an upset, so Whittlesea, go do your thing.
Well, Avondale actually, Thunder, are one of the only teams to beat Avondale this year. Of course, they won that game at George Andrews where, they are just another completely different beast down there at home. But this one, of course, being hosted by Avondale or Manningham. The interesting wrinkle is if Manningham hosts this and it is played at their traditional home ground, it's going to be on artificial turf.
Yeah, that's
one of the only,
terrible.
one of the only teams.
Sorry, Manningham, but I've got to say it. Come on.
So you're saying, move it.
Even if they win.
All right, let's move on to the next fixture.
Number 4.
Number 4, Dandy City or Brunswick City to host.
Number 1.
Number 1, South Melbourne or Pascoe Vale. So, Dandenong City potentially. I mean, your mind immediately goes there.
Spicy.
Yeah, big game.
I, again, for my convenience...
Yeah, and everything is about his convenience.
Hey, at least I admit it. Come on, Dandy City home game against South. Give me it. Come on, that's what I'm asking for. No, but look, I think Brunswick, like we said before, flying in their league. I remember Gav saying a couple of weeks ago he went down there. It's a great match day experience down there as well. So, look, great club doing good things, but I think out of those fixtures, we're probably going to see a City South. But
Which city?
Dandenong City. Dandy, sorry, I'm used to Southeast boy. Used to call him Dandy City. But yeah, Dandy City. Sorry, Brunswick. But I'd love to see an upset.
And with Jesse Macaronis, bro,
Yeah, you
shooting
never
from
know.
40 yards, you never know, man. You never know. But it'd be a good game. South versus Dandy City would be an awesome game, just for a
Nick,
neutral.
Did you say Pascoe Vale were bottom of their league? Coming up against South. That's tricky. I know South aren't in the greatest of form themselves, but I think they almost want to prove a point and have a statement win.
But also 2 coach sackings. I didn't mention that before.
So Esteban Quintas dismissed or they resigned. And then, of course, they had Lee Monopolis come in as the initial interim coach. And now they've announced a caretaker coach.
Yes.
Sinisa Kahadzic, yeah.
Yes, but Pascoe.
Oh, yeah, Pascoe as well, yeah, with
So I
Shane
didn't even
Rexepi
think about-
passing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Passing.
Sorry, cut that bit out. Sorry,
Don't cut it out. Leave it in.
Shane Rexepi being dismissed. Apologies, Shane. Let's move on to the next game.
Yes.
Number 2.
Number 2, North Sunshine Eagles or Nunawading City hosting.
Number 8.
Number 8, so one of Hume City, Oakley Cannons or FC Bulleen Lions.
Oh, I mean, that triple threat there, that's Triple H Shawn Michaels Undertaker. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, look, it's tough. I think out of those 3 teams, I think all 3 of them get up against the winner of Sunshine or Nunna. But it's a North Sunshine home game, correct?
It would be, yeah.
If they win. Tough place to go, apparently. Nunawading not doing too great in their league, but then again, they had a good win. If they make it past, the momentum we spoke about before. But if I had to pick a fixture I want out of that, you know what? Give me Bulleen, North Sunshine.
Bulleen. I want to see Oakley.
I see Oakley all the time, with no disrespect, but
And-
they're,
and you said
around
that-
every finals, and it's just
And
like,
Suv's not that good.
well, I want a steak sandwich, but it's going to
But
be away.
unfortunately
so-
not at the Ven.
Yeah, it's not at the Ven. What I'll do is I'll go to the Venator, get the steak sandwich, go on a road trip to North Sunshine, because I think they're going to come out winners against Nunawading. But
Do we know what's their staple at North Sunshine?
Albanian, so Chavapis, I'm assuming, which you know me. If you watch my content, you know me and the Chavapis, so I might have to have a pre-game feed and a halftime feed. But yeah, it's gonna be tough for Bulleen to get past those 2 teams initially, whether it's Hume or Oakley. So, but I want to see Bulleen North Sunshine. I think it's going to be Oakley North Sunshine.
I'm going to go with Hume just for their experiences in cups.
Look, someone, as I said, I'm at those games at the Ven every week. I want Bulleen to get there.
Yes,
I want Bulleen
I
to get there.
respect it, man.
And they actually have good form against North Sunshine. They beat them 6-1 earlier this year at the Ven as well.
Oh, there you go.
So, talking about riding the hot hand, but they've got a long way to go. They're still going to beat Oakley and then beat Hume if they want to get there. But I think if I'm looking at it from like more likely situation, I think Oakley emerge from that triple threat and then go up against North Sunshine and Nunawading. So that should be quite interesting in round 7. Let's go to the next one, Frank.
Number 3.
Number 3, Northcote City or Melbourne Knights hosting.
Number 5.
And number 5, Heidelberg or Clifton Hill.
Oh, man.
Now, if it's Northcote v Clifton Hill, these 2 teams actually met at this stage 2 years ago. Northcote won on penalties. Clifton Hill were this close to making it through to the national stages. So they've rode the hot hand before.
Rematch.
And it was a spicy game. So if you want, I'll tell you what, if you're looking for the sort of a rematch, another opportunity, it's there. It's on the cards.
Yeah.
But Northcote or Melbourne Knights hosting Heidelberg or Clifton Hill.
I think Heidelberg, obviously strong team, but to go to either of those grounds is going to be difficult for them.
I was going to say the same thing. Northcote. Well, yeah, you said it first, but I'm going to reiterate it because we're a team. Northcote, tough place to go. Melbourne Knights, tough place to go. Now, we said before, Knights aren't doing the greatest, but still, again, in a cup, tough atmosphere to visit. Northcote will be rocking, and they're doing well as well. So, look, obviously, if we're being realistic, I don't see Clifton Hill getting past Heidelberg, but I love a rematch. I love a storyline. So, what I want is Clifton Hill versus Northcote. What will happen is Heidelberg versus Northcote. I reckon they'll get up against Knights.
That'll still be a pretty good game. I've got to say, that
Yes.
will be a really interesting game out at John
for sure.
Cain. So now turn your attention to the screen. These are the round 7 matchups or prospective matchups that could be in place. And of course, a reminder to everyone watching on that all the games in round 6 and round 7 are being streamed on the Football Victoria YouTube page. So if you can't get there to any of the games, or you're at a game and the games are on at the same time, you can have one up on your phone or whatever device and be there live as well. So that's it for our round 6 and round 7 draw. Rashid, Jerome, thank you very much for joining me for today's draw.
Thanks for having us, man. Thank you.
And enjoy the football, guys. It's going to be a cracking couple of rounds of Dockerty Cup action.
Let's go, Clifton Hill.